Hello, I'm Lieutenant Dane of the Los Angeles Police, and your host for tonight's story. And this is known as a ladyfinger. Our story is about John Richard Bayless, who likes baking ladyfingers and cakes. Unfortunately, he also likes to rob banks. John Richard Bayless spent over 12 years in prison for his first try at bank robbery. During that time, he studied law books and cookbooks, but his mind was on something besides baking. He had a plan, and a month after his release from Leavenworth, he came to Los Angeles to put that plan into action.
Mr. Fox, could I see you a minute, please? It's about that $2,000 I've been holding for the hotel messenger. He hasn't come. Do you want me to put it back in the vault?
No, just put it in your cash box.
All right, fine. These bills are in order. Do you want a list of the serial numbers?
No, I don't think so. Just keep the list yourself.
Then one day, a mysterious stranger walked into a branch bank near Sunset and Laurel in Los Angeles. The most conspicuous thing about him was his hat and topcoat.
Have a seat.
No, thank you.
May I help you?
Yes. You just look inside the briefcase. It'll explain everything.
I don't understand. A holdup? But you can't.
I can, and I will. And you and some others are going to die if you don't do exactly as I say.
You're crazy.
And you're getting awful close to being dead.
What do you want me to do?
We're going to walk behind each one of those cages. You're going to reach for the money and put it in the briefcase. And there are a lot of people around here, so let's just make sure there aren't any alarms or excitement.
Yes, I understand. I'm sorry, madam. Would you mind using the next window, please? Be quiet. Don't say anything and step back, please. Open the window, please. I'm sorry, madam. Would you mind using the next window, please? Just be quiet. Step back.
Hello? Yes? What? We'll put her on.
It's the Laurel and Sunset branch. I think we're having a robbery.
I'm sorry, madam. Would you mind using the next window, please?
What's going on here, Mr. Fox?
Never mind. We're not taking any chance of his shooting innocent people.
Shooting?
You heard him. Play it natural. No alarms.
What should I do?
Give me his description.
Laurel and Sunset.
He's wearing a dark brown snap brim hat.
That's all there is.
Yes, that's all the money there is.
What's that for? What are you trying to hide?
Hide? Why, nothing. I'm not trying to hide anything.
Liar. Swing that out.
Honest, I wasn't trying to...
Open that box. Let's have it. Now let's move to the door.
Gray houndstooth overcoat.
Armed bank robbery in process. All cars in the area closing fast. Whole siren.
A dark suit, black shoes, and a brown zipper briefcase.
By a matter of a minute, Bayless made his escape from the squad cars that converged on the bank. We had a good description, and an APB was sent out immediately. 6 minutes after the robbery, Sergeant Clark and I were at the bank to begin the questioning. Just how much was taken?
The total loss of $19,628.
Nice haul.
Perhaps I should have tried to resist him, but with so many customers in the bank...
No, you did right. The money wasn't worth endangering innocent lives.
There's one thing. I got him to take $2,000 that we have just taken out of cash vault. So we have a list of all the serial numbers in those bills.
Well, that was smart work, Mr. Fox. And you too, Miss Brissanon.
That $2,000 may cost him the rest of his life.
I also got the license number of his car. It was a Louisiana plate, had one of those Pelicans on it, you know.
Did you notice what kind of a car?
That was easy. I own one just like it. 1950 Dodge Coupe, dark green.
You didn't happen to get the motor number 2, did you?
Huh?
Oh, never mind. But if you ever decide to leave the bank business, look us up. You have the makings of a good cop. Now, let's go to work. We had complete descriptions of a car and a man. Now all we had to do was find them. The dragnet was out, and 1,000 police officers were taking the town apart. Asking questions, looking, asking more questions. Police work. Not very glamorous, but it pays off.
That's Flight 90, Mr. Bennett, leaving at 12:30. You want to check this too?
No, I'll keep this with me.
I'm sorry, sir. I'll have to weigh it first. Your flight arrives in New York at 6 a.m. Have a nice trip.
Now loading.
Our dragnet was spreading to all depots, bus stops, and airports. But 2 passengers answering Bayless' description were already boarding a plane at International Airport. There were hundreds of men in the area who fitted his description, making positive identification very unlikely.
All clear, Captain Hobart. Let's make like a bird.
Right.
At 4:30 that afternoon, a few hours after the robbery, Bayless' car was found abandoned. His coat, hat, and briefcase.
Well, there goes that much of the description.
We may be able to trace him through these.
Maybe, but I think the license plates are probably stolen, and he hammered the motor number down. But I think the lab can still bring it up. Looks impossible, but I found those boys haven't heard about that word yet.
They'll probably give us his taste in breakfast food after an hour with these. I was wrong about the hat and coat. All the lab could tell us about them was that they were new and cheap. We were still waiting to see how they did with the motor number. 10 to 1 they bought that coat and hat just for the job. We'll have a rough time tracing that sale.
Yeah, I know it.
Lab got the motor number, and we get a big break.
Hot car?
Yeah. Wichita, Kansas put out a pickup and hold on it. Man by the name of Bayless. John Richard. Bounced a check for it. See if you can get a make on him from R&I. I'll teletype Wichita.
Right. Nothing in R&I, Lieutenant.
I've got to make.
Description fits. That's our boy.
Looks that way. Well, we've got a name and a description. Let's see if we can get a picture. We sent out the call to Leavenworth and all cities requesting a picture of Bayless to be sent us by way of wire photo. It wouldn't be long before we had our first look at the bank robber's face. While the FBI set up a welcome for Bayless in New York, the dispatcher began trying to locate the Constellation.
Landing in Chicago in 14 minutes, Jerry.
We're early.
3 minutes. We have a little tailwind.
We'll be arriving in
Yes,
Chicago.
I know.
Thank you, sir. We'll be landing in Chicago soon. Would you mind fastening your seatbelt?
Oh, yeah.
And no smoking, sir.
Rules. Everybody's got rules. You know, someday I'm going to get away from rules and regulations.
Yes, sir.
From Wichita, we got his record. Kansas City sent us a picture by facsimile.
Here it is. Pictures by phone. Sometimes I'm glad I'm honest.
Yeah. There's no color, Ed, is he?
Hardly. Taken 10 or 12 years ago, too.
Is Mr. Fox, the bank manager, outside?
He's at the desk.
Send him in, will you? Sorry to bring you down, Mr. Fox, but we'd like to try again for an identification. Would you take a look?
Glad to.
Add 10 or 12 years to his age and give him a shave.
He looked different, but this is the man.
Are you sure?
Yes, I'm quite positive. There's no doubt at all.
Tag, Mr. Bayless. You're it. With the picture, things began to move faster. Detectives showed the picture around, covering all forms of public transportation. At 10:45, one of our men turned up a TWA clerk with a good memory. We interviewed him in their offices at the Los Angeles International Airport.
Yes, sir. I think this man bought a ticket today. I remember the eyes.
What was the name?
There, I can't help you too much. He was going through to New York. I remember that. Let's see. There are 5 men listed for the through flight. Now, Carter I know, and this man is traveling with his wife, Jensen. No, that was the big blonde character. Best I can do it is narrow it down to one of these two. A John Bennett and a Richard Berner. It was one of them, but I'm not sure which.
Dane, we've got a match.
That's one of the stolen bills, all right. Bayless is on that plane under the name of Bennett or Berner. Let's arrange a little reception party. Hello. This is an official call to the FBI in New York. Agent in charge, Frank Swallow. Lieutenant Dane calling. Hurry, please. Any description of his clothes you can give us?
No, I didn't pay too much attention to how he was dressed.
Give me the details of his plane.
That was a Connie, a Constellation. Star of Dublin, Flight 90. Left here at 12:30. ETA New York, 4:15 a.m. their time.
That's 3 a.m. our time. If we want to be sure there's no slip-up, the FBI agents in New York will have to know what he's wearing.
Well, we could contact their plane. They could tell us.
It's a good idea. Hello, Frank. Lieutenant Dane here. I've got a job for you.
As soon as I talked to Frank Swallow, the FBI arranged a reception for Bayless in New York. However, they requested we try to positively identify which man was Bayless.
While the FBI set up a welcome for Bayless in New York, the dispatcher began trying to locate the Constellation. Pittsburgh made contact and sent the message. looks like we've got trouble aboard. Get Jerry up here.
Yes, sir.
Have a headache.
Armed and dangerous. Mama told me to stay on the ground.
You better check on passengers Berner and Bennett. See which one is Bayless and how he's dressed. Just look. Don't say anything to him.
Don't worry. Mama also told me never to talk to criminals.
But nobody had told the hostess that this was the beginning of a terrifying puzzle. The passenger listed as Bennett answered the description of Bayless perfectly. Then she checked the passenger listed as Berner, just to make sure. He also answered Bayless' description perfectly.
Well, which one's Bayless, Berner or Bennett?
Don't ask. They're like two peas in a pod. Take your choice.
It's bad. Wait, Bayless has a briefcase.
Well, so does Berner. Both of them have one.
Swell. That's fine.
Captain Hobart, one of them is asleep. If I could get a look in his briefcase...
Yeah, give it a try. For heaven's sake, be careful. If that man is Bayless.
Please, don't say it.
What are you doing?
Well, I just thought it would be more comfortable for you if I checked your briefcase.
That's all right. I'll keep it right here.
I'm sorry, sir. I just thought it would be more comfortable for you if I put your briefcase away.
If I wanted the briefcase put away, I'd have asked you. Now leave me alone.
Yes, sir. No dice. He woke up. And the other one snapped my head off when I asked him if I could put his briefcase away.
Well, I guess we'll have to tell the FBI that both men fill the description. What are they wearing?
Well, Berner's wearing a dark suit with a white shirt and a blue tie. Bennett's under a blanket, so I can't tell about him.
We'll have to find out so we can tell the FBI how they're dressed. Put the seatbelt sign on. That ought to make him get rid of the blanket.
The hostess realized that each time she approached the suspects, it was more dangerous for her. The one who was Bayless would certainly catch on soon. If he woke up, maybe this time. Or maybe next time.
Jerry, the FBI still wants to know how he's dressed. We've got to make him get rid of that blanket somehow.
But how? I'm afraid he'll wake up again if I try to pull it off.
No, don't try that.
I know. The heat. We'll make him take the blanket off.
Go to it. Turn it all the way up.
the devil's going on with this heat? Are you trying to suffocate us?
It's the thermostat, sir. They'll have it fixed in a minute.
They'd better.
It works, sir.
It's a good thing we're only 20 minutes from LaGuardia, and I'm cooked. Give the description to Jordan. He'll send it.
Remember, you're picking up both men. Now make your first pickup as quietly as possible so we don't put this second man on guard. Everybody check? Let's go.
What is this? What's the matter?
Take it easy, Mr. Berner. FBI.
Goodbye, Mr. Bennett.
Oh, goodbye, miss. Thanks for a very pleasant trip.
FBI, Mr. Bailiff.
Got the wrong man. My name is Bennett.
We'll see. Yeah.
I tell you, you've got the wrong man.
Have we?
No. I'm Bayless.
That'll be a cookbook.
Yeah, hello, Dane here. What? When? Well, good. Thanks, Frank. I'll be in touch. It's all over. Bayless is on his way to jail, and they found the money in his briefcase. Let's go home, cop. Day is done. So ended the case of John Richard Bayless, one of the most daring bank robbers in our history. Daring or not, it took less than 15 hours for his capture, more than 2,000 miles from the scene of his crime. He was convicted and received sentences that will take him the rest of his life to serve. Mr. Berner was innocent of any crime and was released with an apology. Now here's a clue to a man still at large and wanted by the police.
Attention. Attention to all citizens and police.
Wanted for questioning, bank robbery. Thomas Francis Kennelly, Jr., 30 years old, 5 feet 9 inches tall, 175 pounds, scar right side of forehead, scar under chin, scar below left jaw. Kennelly, who has been convicted of possession of burglary tools, is wanted for questioning, bank robbery. Kennelly, who has loud, braggart voice, carries a pistol in waistband of trousers and is known to have carried a machine gun. Watch for 30-year-old man with loud voice, scars on forehead, chin, jaw. Considered extremely dangerous.
If you have any information regarding this clue, please notify your local police, the FBI, or gangbusters at once. Next week, another authentic story taken from police files and records. On behalf of the police, we invite you to join us.